My name is Wilson, and I am 53 years old. At this stage of life, you expect warnings to come from doctors, banks, or the mirror, not from a 7-year-old boy clutching a toy dinosaur, whispering with terror in his eyes. Dads don't go home tonight, I know something about her. That sentence shattered the quiet rhythm of my life in ways I could never have imagined. And the worst part, I almost laughed it off. A normal evening until it was. That Tuesday evening looked ordinary. The sky was painted in soft oranges, traffic hummed, and I was heading to pick up my son Ethan from his after-school program. I had no idea my entire reality was about to crack open. Ethan ran to me as usual, small backpack bouncing, hair messy, smile wide. But when he hugged me, he held on longer than usual. Too long. "Everything okay, buddy?" I asked. He didn't answer right away. He looked around, then leaned in close. "Dads don't go home tonight." I chuckled lightly. "Why, you planning a surprise party for me?" He shook his head slowly. "I know something about Mom." My heart skipped. Children say strange things. They mix dreams and fears, cartoons and reality. Still, something in his voice stopped me cold. "What do you mean, Ethan?" He swallowed. "She cries when you're not there, and sometimes she talks to people on the phone and says your name like she's angry. And yesterday, I saw her hide something in the closet." That's when the laugh died in my throat. The woman I thought I knew. My wife, Laura, and I had been married for 21 years. We weren't perfect, no couple is. But I believed we were stable. Strong, unbreakable. She was a high school teacher. Soft-spoken, reserved, the kind of woman neighbors trusted with their spare keys. And now my little boy was telling me she was hiding things. I knelt down and held Ethan's shoulders. "Son, did your mom tell you not to say anything?" He shook his head. "No, but she gets quiet when I ask questions." Children don't invent fear like that. Fear is learned. The night I didn't go home. Instead of driving home, I took Ethan for ice cream. He barely touched his. Later, I dropped him at my sister's place for a sleepover. Then, I parked my car 2 streets away from my own home. The lights were on. Laura was inside. I sat there for over an hour, staring at the house I thought I understood. Finally, I went inside quietly. No greeting. No calling her name. I walked straight to the bedroom. The closet. Behind her coats. A box. Inside it. A burner phone. Stacks of printed emails. And photos. Photos of me. From across the street. From parking lots. From places I didn't even remember being. I felt like the air was ripped from my lungs. For the truth I was ready for. The emails weren't romantic. They were angry. Accusing. Paranoid. She believed I was cheating. With whom? No one. But somewhere in her mind. The trust had cracked. And instead of talking to me, she started watching me. Tracking me. Recording my movements. And worse, some messages were to a man I didn't know. "Help me prove it. He's lying. I need evidence." She wasn't cheating. She was hunting. And I was the target. 5. When love turns into fear. That night when Laura came home and saw me sitting at the table. Her face turned pale. "You weren't supposed to be home," she whispered. Those words still echo in my head. Not, "You're home early." But, "You weren't supposed to be here." That's when I realized. This wasn't about betrayal. It was about control. She cried. She screamed. She denied. Then finally broke. "I was afraid to lose you." So she decided to imprison me emotionally instead. 6. My son saved me. I filed for separation weeks later. Not because she was evil, but because love without trust becomes a cage. Ethan saved me not from a crime, but from a future of quiet fear. Sometimes the smallest voices speak the loudest truths. 7. The moral. The moral of this story. Love must never become surveillance. Concern must never become control. And silence is never safety. And most importantly, never underestimate a child's instincts. Children don't see the world the way adults pretend to. They see what is, not what should be. Final words from Wilson. I am 53 years old now. I walk slower, sleep lighter, but I listen better, especially to the small voices. Because sometimes, the greatest warnings don't come from danger signs. They come from a child holding a toy dinosaur, whispering, "Dads don't go home tonight."